Hey guys, it's Elena Faye. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you how to draw a fashion illustration, how to find the proportions, and we'll do an exercise that will help you to draw very quick fashion sketches without overdoing it. And if you want to learn more about fashion illustration, feel free to check out my Skillshare page, where you can find a lot of fun classes, step-by-step tutorials, colorful projects, and you can be a part of a really creative community. So let's start with proportions. If you draw fashion sketches for a while, I'm sure you've heard of the term or rule 9 heads figure. So what exactly is 9 heads figure? If you measure a figure in heads, an average female figure will be 7 to 8 heads tall. In fashion illustration, you can exaggerate the proportions to make the figure look tall, and usually it's 9 to 10 heads. For example, this sketch is 9 heads. Here I have an example of 9 heads figure, and I will show you step by step how to create a template like this, find all the proportions, and create nice fashion sketches. Right now I will need pencil, paper and a ruler, and I will start with 9 inches vertical line right in the middle of the page, and it will be the balance line for our fashion figure. 9 inches, so it's very easy to divide the line in 9 equal parts. I'm gonna extend the lines here, so when I write down the proportions, you can see everything better and it will be easier to remember. Now we have the line with 9 equal parts, and each part is the size of the head. So I'm just gonna go ahead and draw 9 heads and label them with numbers. So now let's find the proportions. I will start with the head and draw an oval shape at the top of the line. Now I'm gonna divide the second part in 3 equal parts, and 1/3, the line right here, will be the line for shoulders and neck. Somewhere at the bottom of the second part, or you can do a little bit lower, is the line for the bust. Number 3 is the line for elbows and waist. Number 4 is the line for hips. Next, I'm gonna divide the part number 5 in 3 equal parts, and 1/3 will be the line for groin area. Number 6 is the line for knees, and number 8 is the line for ankles. Shoulders will be 2 heads wide, so you can fit them side by side like this, but it also depends on the character you draw. You can draw like wider shoulders if you want. For the waist, I usually use the length of the head, so you can fit it like this. And for hips, it's 1.5 head. So now we have all the important points. We just need to connect the lines and create the figure. Right now I will use very simple geometric shapes. You don't need to be really accurate here, because when the sketch is done, I will polish the lines and clean up the sketch at the end. To make the figure look elegant, instead of using straight lines, I use smooth and curvy lines. Now let's draw arms, and keep in mind that elbows will be on the same level as the waist. The hand starts at the level of the hips, and it's also the size of the head, so we can say that number 5 is the line for hands. So our figure is almost done. We found all the proportions. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up the sketch, remove the lines that I don't need, make some lines smoother so the figure looks more polished. So here we have it, 9 heads figure that you can use as a template. Also, here I have another example. You can see that this figure is more interesting and more dynamic, and I will show you how you can create interesting pose using the same proportions. To create interesting pose, we need to get rid of the symmetry, and there is a very easy trick to do it. But before I show you this trick, I want to show you my sketchbook very quick, and I want you to understand that even though you know all the proportions and you have the templates, you need to practice a lot. If you practice drawing simple poses, you can create fashion figure like in 2 minutes. And next time, when you're really inspired by something and you want to create fashion illustration, you're not gonna spend a lot of time on the pose. You can quickly sketch the pose and then concentrate on the outfit, accessories, or anything that inspired you to create this illustration. So here we have 2 figures. One is very simple and symmetrical, and another one is more interesting and dynamic. And to make the pose more exciting, we need to get rid of the symmetry. So if I tilt her shoulders just a little bit this way, the line for the hips will be the opposite way, and it will also affect the position of the legs. And the hips, knees, and ankles will be on the lines that are parallel to each other. The leg of the high hip will be the supporting leg, and most of the times it will be right on the balance line or very close to it. And this leg you can draw in different positions. You can draw it like this, or you can bend it. And now I will show you a very easy exercise that will help you to practice your skills in drawing fashion figure. So here I have a piece of paper. I divided both sides in 9 equal parts, so it's very easy to find all the proportions. And I will fit 4 or 5 fashion sketches side by side, and first I will draw balance lines. Next I'm gonna outline the main points, so it's the line for shoulders, waist, hips, knees and ankles. So when I have the main points for body proportions, I'm just gonna connect the lines and start building the figure. For the first one, I'm gonna tilt the shoulders this way, the hips will be turned this way, and it will also affect the leg. To find the knee for this leg, I'm gonna draw the line parallel to the hips, and it will be right here. Just keep in mind that this exercise is not about drawing cute fashion illustrations. It's about practicing, finding the proportions fast, and also finding very interesting poses. Next sketch is very similar to the first one. The hips and shoulders are tilted the same directions, and the only difference will be the leg. Instead of drawing it aside, I will bend it. Next, I will connect the points using curvy lines, and using the same technique, I will try different poses. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my Instagram where I post a lot of fashion illustrations, and stay tuned for more art tutorials.